Welcome to my channel Super Rare Coins. Today is best top 4 coins. Please don't skip this video. So let's get it started. The 1966 French 5 centimes coin stands as a notable piece in the history of France's coinage during the Fifth Republic, representing a period of national modernization, economic growth, and social transformation under the presidency of Charles de Gaulle. The 5 centimes denomination, being a very low-value coin at the time, played a significant role in daily small transactions covering everyday needs such as newspapers, bread, and public transport fares, while also symbolizing the enduring tradition of the French franc system. Issued 6 years before the European Economic Community began serious discussions about monetary integration, and decades before the euro would replace the franc in 2002, this coin belongs to the classic era of French national currency that spanned centuries of history. The obverse, front, of the 1966 5 centimes coin features the dignified and iconic representation of Marianne, the personification of the French Republic and a universal symbol of liberty, reason, and republican values. Marianne is depicted wearing the Phrygian cap, a historic emblem of freedom that dates back to Roman times and became widely recognized during the French Revolution as a cap of liberty. This portrayal is the creation of the famed French engraver Louis Oscar Roty, whose design, La Semeuse, the sower, became a hallmark of French coins and stamps. Surrounding the image is the République Française, proudly stating the nation's name and affirming its republican identity. The delicate detailing of Marianne's facial features, flowing hair, and the Phrygian cap reflects both classical artistry and modern minting techniques used in mid-20th century France. The reverse, back, of the coin is characterized by a balanced and meaningful composition. The denomination, 5 centimes, is boldly displayed in the center, making it easily recognizable for everyday use. Flanking the denomination are 2 symbolic branches, an olive branch on one side, representing peace, and an oak branch on the other, symbolizing strength and resilience. Together, they express the core values of the French Republic: peace and strength in unity. Above the denomination is the national motto, Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité, liberty, equality, fraternity, a phrase rooted in the ideals of the French Revolution and still central to France's constitutional principles. Below the numeral is the year of mintage, 1966, accompanied by a cornucopia, horn of plenty, the official mint mark of the Monnaie de Paris, Paris Mint, indicating the place of production. The technical specifications of the 1966 5 centimes coin are consistent with the series issued during this period. It is composed of aluminium bronze, an alloy consisting of approximately 95% copper, 4% aluminium and 1% other metals, which gives the coin its distinctive golden hue and ensures resistance to corrosion while being lightweight for convenient use. The coin has a diameter of 19.5 millimeters, a weight of 3 grams, and features a smooth edge, typical of low-denomination French coins designed for mass circulation. Its size and composition made it both durable and economical to produce, suitable for the high demand of daily commercial activity in 1960s France. From a historical perspective, the year 1966 was significant for France as it was a period marked by rapid economic expansion, known as the 30 Glorieuses, 30 glorious years. A phase of sustained growth from the post-war period into the 1970s. The French franc was a stable and widely trusted currency during this time, and coins like the 5 centimes were essential tools in everyday commerce. Although of low value, they facilitated countless transactions, forming part of the backbone of the French monetary system. Regarding mintage, millions of 5 centimes coins were produced in 1966, making this a relatively common year within the series. As such, most 1966 coins found today in circulated condition hold minimal collector premium, typically being valued at face value or slightly above, around 5 cents to 20 cents euro, depending on their condition. However, coins that remain in mint state, uncirculated, or are included in official proof sets from the Monnaie de Paris may attract higher collector interest, often selling for €1 to €3, with exceptional specimens sometimes commanding more. The cultural symbolism of this coin cannot be overstated. The use of Marianne, the Phrygian cap, and the enduring national motto reflect the continuity of revolutionary ideals and republican governance in France, even as the country navigated the challenges of modernization, decolonization, and European cooperation. The olive and oak branches serve as a visual reminder of the balance between peace and strength that defined French policy in the mid-20th century. When the euro was officially introduced as a physical currency in 2002, coins like the 1966 5 centimes ceased to be legal tender. However, they remain an important part of French numismatic heritage, representing not only a denomination that has disappeared from daily use but also an era in which France's national identity and economic resilience were strongly expressed through its coinage. Collectors today appreciate such coins for their historical context, their symbolic artistry, and their connection to a time before the euro unified much of Europe's currency under a single system. In conclusion, the 1966 French 5 centimes coin is a modest yet meaningful artifact of the French franc era. While it is not considered rare or highly valuable in the numismatic market, its artistic design by Oscar Roti, its cultural symbolism, and its historical placement during the prosperous 1960s make it a noteworthy collectible for historians, coin enthusiasts, and anyone fascinated by the evolution of European currency. It serves as a tangible reminder of France's monetary past, a piece of everyday history that once passed through millions of hands, and a quiet witness to the transformations of the Fifth Republic. Next, the 1997 French 5 centimes coin is one of the final small denomination coins struck in France before the transition to the euro, making it both a utilitarian object of late 20th century commerce and a collectible artifact representing the end of an era issued under the Fifth French Republic. This coin was part of the franc currency system, which had been in use since the 18th century and was formally replaced by the euro in 2002. The 5 centimes coin, being the lowest practical denomination during the 1990s, played a significant role in everyday transactions, from vending machines to small retail exchanges. By 1997, France was already preparing for the euro, but francs remained in active circulation, and this coin reflects the last years of a currency that carried over 2 centuries of history. The obverse, front, of the 1997 5 centimes coin features the portrait of Marianne, the national emblem of the French Republic and a symbol of liberty, reason, and the triumph of the people. Marianne has been portrayed on French coins, stamps, and official documents since the late 18th century, embodying the Republic's values of liberté, égalité, fraternité, liberty, equality, fraternity. On this particular coin, she is depicted wearing the Phrygian cap, a historic emblem of freedom dating back to the Roman era and adopted by revolutionaries during the French Revolution. The design was created by Louis Oscar Roti, a renowned French engraver, whose classic interpretation of Marianne, known as La Semeuse, or the sower, had long been used in French coinage. Surrounding the portrait is the République Française, clearly identifying the issuing nation. The reverse, back, design prominently displays the denomination 5 centimes in bold lettering, flanked by a laurel branch on one side and an oak branch on the other, symbolizing both peace and strength, key virtues of the French Republic. Below the denomination is the year of mintage, 1997. At the very bottom, in small letters, appears the engraver's signature and the mint marks, which often include a tiny cornucopia symbol representing the Monnaie de Paris, Paris Mint. The overall design is framed by the national motto, Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité, a phrase rooted in the ideals of the French Revolution and still central to French civic identity. The specifications of the 1997 5 centimes coin reflect its practical role as a low-value circulation piece. It is made of aluminium bronze, an alloy composed of approximately 95% copper, 4% aluminium, and 1% other metals. This composition gives the coin its characteristic golden color while ensuring resistance to corrosion and wear. The coin weighs 3.0 grams, has a diameter of 19.5 millimeters, and features a smooth edge. Its small size and lightweight composition made it easy to carry in large quantities, though by the 1990s, inflation had already begun to diminish its purchasing power. In terms of mintage, the year 1997 saw the production of tens of millions of 5 centimes coins, as France continued to maintain sufficient low-denomination currency for its population. However, this high mintage means that most 1997 coins are considered common rather than rare. Circulated examples are still frequently found in collections or old coin jars, often with minimal collector premium. The value in circulated condition is generally equivalent to its original face value, approximately 1 cent after currency conversion, or slightly higher for hobbyist collectors. However, uncirculated or proof coins from 1997 can hold greater interest, especially those included in official mint sets issued by the Monnaie de Paris. These coins often have sharper details, brilliant luster, and minimal contact marks, making them desirable for numismatists aiming to complete a modern French franc series. Such coins may fetch €1 to €5 depending on grade and demand, while standard circulation coins typically trade for 10 cents to 50 cents euro at most. Historically, the 5 centimes coin represents a transitional period in French and European monetary history. In 1997, France was in the final stages of preparation for the euro, which was officially introduced in 1999 for electronic transactions and in 2002 as physical notes and coins. After the euro became the sole legal tender, all French franc coins, including the 5 centimes, were demonetized and could no longer be used in shops after February 17, 2002, though they were exchangeable at banks for a limited time thereafter. As a result, the 1997 issue now serves primarily as a collectible or historical keepsake. From a cultural perspective, the 5 centimes coin is emblematic of French identity in the late 20th century. Its use of Marianne and the enduring national motto reflects the Republic's continued commitment to its revolutionary values, while the branches of laurel and oak symbolize the balance between peace and strength that France sought to project during an era of European integration and globalization. In conclusion, the 1997 French 5 centimes coin may not be rare or highly valuable in monetary terms, but it holds substantial historical, cultural, and numismatic significance. As one of the last standard-issue coins before the Euro era, it marks the final chapter in the long history of the French franc and the daily life of millions of French citizens who used it for small purchases, from buying bread to paying for a newspaper. Today, it remains an accessible and meaningful collectible for those interested in European coinage, French history, or the story of how traditional currencies transitioned into the unified euro system. Next, the France 10 centimes 1963 coin belongs to the French franc currency system, which was in use in France prior to the introduction of the euro in 2002. This coin was part of the F. Bazar 10 centimes series, designed during the period of the Fifth French Republic, which had been established in 1958 under the leadership of Charles de Gaulle. The year 1963 reflects a time of economic modernization and European post-war recovery, when French coinage aimed to balance traditional artistic heritage with practical circulation needs. The coin had a face value of 10 centimes, 1/10 of a franc, making it a small denomination commonly used in everyday transactions for minor purchases, vending machines, and public telephones. On the obverse front of the 1963 10 centimes coin, the design features the national symbol of Marianne, the allegorical figure representing the French Republic, liberty, and reason. She is depicted in profile, wearing the traditional Phrygian cap, a symbol of freedom and revolution. The inscription, République Française, encircles the portrait, highlighting the republican values of liberty, equality, and fraternity. The engraving was designed by the famous French engraver Henri Lagraffoul, whose initials may sometimes be seen near the neck or edge of the portrait. The reverse, back, showcases the coin's denomination, 10 centimes, prominently in the center, with the year of issue, 1963, below. Surrounding the value is a wreath composed of wheat ears and an olive branch, symbolizing agriculture, prosperity, and peace. The words, Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité, the national motto of France meaning liberty, equality, fraternity, are inscribed above, further reinforcing the core ideals of the French Republic. At the bottom or edge you can often find the mint mark, usually representing the Paris Mint, Monnaie de Paris, with specific marks like a cornucopia or privy marks indicating the engraver or mint master. From a technical perspective, the 1963 10 centimes coin is made of aluminum bronze, an alloy consisting of approximately 92% copper, 6% aluminum, and 2% nickel, giving it a light golden color. The coin weighs around 3 grams, has a diameter of 20 millimeters, and features a smooth edge, plain edge, which was standard for this denomination during that period. Its relatively lightweight and durable alloy made it resistant to corrosion and suitable for heavy daily use. The mintage for the 1963 10 centimes was quite high, as France was experiencing robust economic activity during the Trente Glorieuses, the 30 years of post-war economic growth from 1945–1975. Millions of these coins were produced, making them widely available at the time and relatively common in circulation for decades. In terms of circulation history, the 10 centimes coin served as a basic monetary unit until the franc system was replaced by the euro in 2002. By the 1980s and 1990s, inflation had reduced its purchasing power significantly, and such coins were often seen as minor change. After demonetization, they lost their legal tender status but became collectible items for numismatists. Collector value for the 1963 10 centimes coin today depends heavily on its condition, grade. Circulated examples are usually worth between 10 cents and 50 cents, while uncirculated or mint state coins can range from €2 to €8 depending on luster and strike quality. Exceptional specimens in MS65 or higher can occasionally fetch €10, €15 from collectors assembling complete date sets of French centimes proof or specially struck examples, if they exist for this year, can command higher prices. Error coins from 1963 are not very common but may include off-center strikes, die cracks, misaligned dies, planchet flaws, or double strikes, and such errors can significantly increase collector interest, sometimes selling for €20 to over €100 depending on rarity and visibility. Culturally and historically, the 1963 French 10 centimes coin represents a period of stability, reconstruction, and modernization in France. It reflects the artistic tradition of featuring Marianne as a national symbol and the commitment to Republican values today. It serves as a nostalgic artifact of pre-Euro French currency and is a popular entry-level collectible for those interested in 20th-century European coins. Next, the France 10 centimes 1997 coin belongs to the final generation of French franc coinage before the introduction of the euro in 2002, and it is part of the long-standing 10 centimes series that had been in circulation since 1962, featuring the famous design by Henri Lagraffoul. The coin represents a denomination of 10 centimes, 0.10 French franc, a small unit of currency used for minor transactions, vending machines, and everyday purchases during the late 20th century. Its issuance in 1997 falls within the era of the Fifth French Republic, under the presidency of Jacques Chirac, during a time when France was economically stable but preparing for the transition to the euro currency. The obverse of the coin features the allegorical figure of Marianne, the national emblem of France and a symbol of liberty, democracy, and reason, wearing the iconic Phrygian cap which signifies freedom and revolutionary spirit. Surrounding her portrait is the République Française, affirming the republican values of the French nation. The reverse of the coin bears the denomination 10 centimes, prominently in the center with the year of mintage, 1997, placed below it. Above the value is the French national motto Liberté, Égalité, Fraternité, liberty, equality, fraternity, which reflects the foundational ideals of the French Republic, and around the edges is a beautifully engraved wreath composed of wheat ears and an olive branch representing agriculture, prosperity, and peace. The coin was minted primarily at the Paris Mint, Monnaie de Paris, indicated by the traditional cornucopia mint mark, often accompanied by an engraver's privy mark signifying the mint director in office during that year. From a technical standpoint, the 1997 10 centimes coin is made of aluminum bronze, an alloy typically consisting of about 92% copper, 6% aluminum, and 2% nickel, which gives the coin a light golden appearance while maintaining durability and corrosion resistance. It has a diameter of 20 millimeters, a weight of around 3 grams, and a plain, smooth edge, making it consistent with previous issues in this series. Its mintage was quite high, as coins of this denomination were mass-produced for circulation in the late 1990s, though by then their purchasing power had diminished due to inflation, and they were often used for small change or to round off transactions. Regarding its circulation and historical context, the 10 centimes coin was still an essential part of daily commerce in the 1990s, though it was gradually losing significance as France and the European Union prepared for the euro adoption, which officially began in 1999, non-cash, and entered circulation in 2002. By that time, these coins were largely withdrawn from everyday use and eventually demonetized, becoming obsolete as legal tender and the realm of numismatics, coin collecting. The 1997 France 10 centimes is considered relatively common, and its collector value depends heavily on its condition. Circulated specimens are typically worth only 10 cents to 30 cents, reflecting their face value and abundance, while uncirculated, UNC, or mint state examples can reach €1 to €3, and those graded MS65 or higher by professional grading services may fetch €5 to €10. Exceptionally well-preserved coins with full mint luster are more desirable for collectors building complete year sets of the Fifth Republic coinage. Error varieties such as off-center strikes, die cracks, double strikes, or planchet flaws are rare but can command significantly higher prices, sometimes reaching €20, €100 depending on the rarity and severity of the error. This coin holds historical and cultural importance as a symbol of pre-Euro French currency and as part of the final decades of the franc circulation. It represents a period of European integration, economic preparation for a unified currency, and continuity in French numismatic tradition. Collectors today value the 1997 10 centimes not for its monetary worth but for its place in history, its iconic Marianne design, and its connection to the legacy of the French Republic. Thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.